No,
Peter de Villiers. Yeah.
you can't let a non-actor act like that. It was absolutely natural. We battled. We had a guy who, what do you call Eben? Or what's his
Manager.
He's a manager of rugby players, but not of Peter de Villiers.
He's an agent.
He's an agent, yeah. And through him, we got Peter to come down and to come and do this thing where the Japanese are offering him to coach the Japanese side. And I was crapping myself that day because it could have been so easy for him to say 5 minutes after the gag, say, "Ah, it's Leon pranking me." So by that time I was so used to getting recognized, but that one disguise, this guise where I played the Japanese is a very good disguise. So in future I'll use more of that if I do this again.
Did he not have did he not have a problem with the answers that he gave because they might have actually exposed?
You know, he was very disappointed, Peter, because he wanted that job. I mean, it was so real that when Leon revealed himself, he was actually quite upset. It was quite moving, in fact, and he had a long chat with us afterwards, but slowly he got over his disappointment. He saw the funny side, and he ended up killing himself laughing, and we were all mates. And he was a great sport and a hell of a nice guy. But it was that was a bit of a heart sore thing about that particular. We felt a bit sorry.
Yeah, we felt sorry.
It's such a fine line, eh? Because I mean, that's what the movie is. You're messing with people, really, at the end of the day. But you're not gonna see them on screen unless they agree to it. That is the fine line when you make a movie like this, that you have to walk. And I think it really is a testament to, I think, the collective kind of personality of this country, where people are prepared to have that happen to them and then to be able to smile about it afterwards once they've stopped shaking, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, but you
And
know,
to be okay with it. You know?
that specific gag and the rugby gag were two very expensive gags that you went on risk for. Because if he said no at the end after that thing, which could have happened, because we had, you know, we moved to the Emperor Hotel out at the airport, and we got the presidential suite, and we had to rebuild that presidential suite with the same wood that's there, so we could hide 3 cameras. So it was expensive. When he walked in there, he really thought this is what it looked like. And if he said no, there's a lot of money, because we flew him up first class back, because that's the way the Japanese would pay him. So there was a lot of money riding on that gag. And if he turned around and he said no, we would have had egg on our face. Same with the rugby gag at the end. There's a lot of money that went into that specific gag. If Leon had been recognized, Rob had been recognized 5 minutes into the game, we would have had nothing. So half the time you go for broke. You really believe in your gag and you go for broke and you make it as realistically as possible. Therefore, a lot of time goes into beforehand. A lot of time goes into beforehand. Because the moment you're there, the cameras start, then the action starts literally. There's no lines going for the actors to read, you don't know what's going to happen. So that specific gag that Leon was referring to now, or the one with Peter de Villiers, there was a lot of money riding on it. And just at the end, just to also bring some good news on that side, is that the talent scout or the agent tied up Peter de Villiers after that trip. So he got work at the SABC and they're all over the place. So it was a win-win situation for Peter. And I believe, I would like to believe that it's done his image more good than bad. And that's why he, as Leon said, after about 10 minutes he relaxed totally and he saw the bright side of it.